My name is Marianne Hickman, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to get good at public speaking. Check it out. All right, guys, public speaking is the #1 fear in the whole world. It's above death. It's definitely above spiders. And it's the scariest place to be when you're on that stage. But yet there are so many people all over the world that say, I want to be a speaker. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to speak from stage. So why do people want to do this? Well, I believe it's because we want to impact lives in a really big way. It's because we want to make change. It's because we want to do what Tony Robbins calls contribution. If there's 6 pillars of wanting to get good at life in 6 different areas, contribution or give back is one of them. And I also believe that part of it is significance. Now, not in a negative way. There's nothing wrong with that. We need people in this world who want to be in the limelight. We need people that are willing to get up and be in front of everybody, because goodness knows that doesn't apply to everyone in the world. So how do you really get good at public speaking? Well, the first thing is this. You have to understand that communication happens really in 3 different ways. Number 1 is what most people think, but it actually only represents 3 to 6% of your communication overall, which is your words. Now, you've probably experienced this. You've ever gotten a text message and you read it wrong and you misunderstood and you couldn't quite grab the tone? Maybe there was missing some emojis and you took it the wrong way? Well, it's because only 3 to 6% of what we're communicating comes across with our words. Words alone. If you're reading a book, that's just words. Now, if you're reading it in your head, now you're adding a layer, which is your tonality. Or if you're listening to a book, it's your tonality. Let me give you an example. So if I say 2 words, you can take it as a positive or a negative thing. Here's the example. Yeah, right. Now, if I say yeah, right, with my tone added to it, it says, yeah, I'm understanding. I get you. We're connecting with each other. Now, if I say it this way, yeah, right, that's skeptical. It's doubtful. I've changed the entire meaning of what I've said just by changing my tone. Now we're going to stack the third. And with all of these 3, your words, your tonality, and this last one, you've got 100% of the communication. And even then, people misunderstand each other in person, but this is the way to get it across. And if you can master all 3 of these, your words, your tonality, and this last one I'm about to give you, this is what makes fantastic orators, amazing world-class speakers. And the last one is actually body language. It's crazy how much you can tell from someone's body language. In fact, I've got other YouTube videos here on this channel that you can use to learn about body language. And here's the thing. You don't have to be a body language master to understand body language. We all get it. Let me give you an example. If I were to say to someone, how was your day? If I ask them this question, how was your day? And they say, oh, my day was great. Look at the face. They're like wincing and they're shaking their head no. The body is screaming, I'm about to lie right now, but my words are coming out, my day was great. And I'm even matching it with my tone. Why is this important? I'm gonna give you a word called congruency. Now, this is the word that we use to describe what happens on stage when we're watching someone. Are they congruent? Or in other words, does everything they say, how they say it, and what I'm seeing in their body language, does it all match? I'm sure you've seen really incongruent speakers before. I remember I was training a student one time and she was telling a very sobering story, one that involved a significant amount of loss in her family. And to get through this loss in her life, you could tell that she had done a lot of inner work, a lot of processing, and a lot of therapies to get to where she's at to overcome this trauma. What's up, Marianne Hickman here. Hey, listen, I'm about to give you my phone number, so write this down. 801-509-5495. I want you to text me. What questions do you have about the stage or getting on more stages or getting on podcasts? What questions do you have about monetizing your message and bringing in clients? I want to help you make money with your message. So text me 801-509-5495. Let's chat. Which is why she's on stage trying to teach others this. But the crazy part about it was that she was at that point in the beginning of the process incapable of visiting the trauma. Here's what I mean. As she was talking, she kept a really big smile on her face. She's talking about significant loss, the loss of a child. It was flooring to listen to her talk to this, but she did it with this big, broad smile on her face. And at the end, when we were giving feedback, I said, sweetie, first of all, your bravery is absolutely amazing when you're telling this story. To be able to speak about this right now, you're gonna help so many people, but I'll tell you something. You're missing some people. There will be some people in this audience who need you that don't believe you because your face is not congruent with your messaging. Now, am I saying that you have to fake emotion and fake cry through your presentation just to match? No. People are smart. They'll pick up on that just as fast as they'll pick up on the incongruency. But what I'm saying is your tone and your body language and your words all need to match, and they need to tell us the same story. Now, here's another thing. There are 10 steps to the signature presentation. In fact, I'm going to be linking a video to go over those 10 steps briefly with you and outline them in full length. Now these 10 steps of the signature presentation, they're like ribs in an accordion, if you can imagine that. These ribs in an accordion, when you expand the accordion, it takes up more space, but there's no more ribs. We don't add ribs to the accordion. Same thing when you compress it. When you close the accordion and you make it tighter, there's still the same number of ribs in there, but we're taking up less space now. Here's what this means. In your signature keynote, in your signature presentation, your 10 ribs all get to happen, whether your signature presentation is 2 minutes or whether your signature presentation is 3 hours. And you can compress and expand depending on how much time you have. And once you master these 10 ribs of the accordion, it doesn't matter if the teleprompter says, oh, you got cut off by 5 minutes, or you just lost 10 minutes, or surprise, the next speaker's not here yet, and you have an extra 15 minutes you need to fill. All you need to do is master this expansion or compression of these 10 ribs. Now, that sounds really simple to say. All you need to do is master it, right? Mastering comes through repetition, it comes through practice, and it comes through instant feedback loops, which is why every Wednesday night when we practice with our students, we're stopping every 2.5 seconds. In fact, it takes me an hour to critique 8 minutes of video because we're stopping and giving instant feedback on their signature presentations. Now, you're gonna wanna grab a pen and paper, you're gonna wanna write this down. Maybe I'll put it in the description for you as well. These 10 elements of your signature presentation are as follows. Number 1, your introduction. Now, if you have an MC, hopefully they've done a really good job of tooting your own horn for you, but this is a chance for you to say why you're here and most importantly, answer the question of your audience, what's in it for me? Okay, number 2 is the beginning of your hero's journey. You're gonna give your credibility statement, right? This is where I am. We're gonna, spoiler alert, the entire presentation and offer why you should listen to me. This is your credibility. Number 3 is we're going to go down into the hero's journey. And we're going to go what I call the bottom of the pool. And here's why. When your audience is coming to listen to you, they have a problem that they need solved. And just like you need to see congruence with your speaker, if your speaker can't reach down to the bottom of the pool while people are suffering and talk about what it's like to be there, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss connecting with your audience. You gotta master going down to the bottom of the pool and saying, this is what it's like to be gasping for air. If your signature presentation is about finances, I have to describe what it's like to be going from paycheck to paycheck and maybe not being able to make ends meet and robbing Peter to pay Paul and using the language of my audience when they're at the bottom of the pool. Next, I've got my promise. This is a cutoff right at the bottom of the pool where I'm gonna cut myself off, create a state change, and say, can I share with you the 3 things or the 5 steps or the 3 keys to what I use to get out of here? Okay, now your audience is leaning forward in their chairs, right? You've got their attention. Then the next step is deliver your piece of content. Step number 1, key number 1, however you've organized your content, this is where you're going to give the first step. And if you really want to be a transformational speaker, listen up. You want them to change right now in the audience. Have them do something. Have them practice something with you right there in the room before you move on to step 2. Whether it's repeating something or maybe taking a note, give them some piece of actual implementable action step right then. Content piece number 2 is the next step. Same rule. Have them implement something right away that they can change within that moment before you move on to step 3 of your content. Now, your content may have the 3 keys or the 5 keys. Your steps, the 10 steps of the signature presentation, those will add maybe 1 or 2 steps, depending on if your content has 3 steps or 4 steps, but don't go more than 5. 5 is pushing it, super pushing it. My favorite is 3 core concepts, maybe with a bonus piece at the end, when in reality that gives me 4. But if I give them 3 plus a bonus, it's easy for the mind to chew on, okay? From the content pieces, You may or may not elect to have an interactive piece, or what I call a process, in your signature keynote. This is when you have the audience get up and they do something together. There's lots of different processes you can have in your bag of tricks, but this is an implementable, transformational process. So this is where they're moving chairs and moving throughout the room and actually creating interaction with each other so that they leave different when they came. Next mastery level, it requires its own separate course. But if you already are well-versed in processes, this is where it goes. It's optional. You don't have to do it, but it is next level if you want to take them up to the next level. Okay, the next step after your process work is your CTA, your call to action. And this is where you got to nail it. This is the whole reason that you're on the stage, is to deliver your call to action. Your call to action solves the problem that your entire signature presentation talked about. Your call to action could be simply, give me a follow on social media. Boom, there's my QR code. Or it could be, download my ebook. Boom, there's my QR code for my ebook. It could be, scan this code to enroll in my course. Boom, you can do that. Now, again, call to action deserves its whole separate training. And let me know in the comments if you need that training, and we will go over it together and what specific questions you want answered in that YouTube video. We will definitely go over that. But the reason I say this is the core reason for getting up on stage is because you want to monetize your message. And there's two reasons you should do this. One, so that your stage time actually becomes profitable. And two, your audience wants to play. They want to get in closer proximity for you. And when you nail your call to action, it doesn't feel like a sale. It doesn't feel like a push and pull. It feels like a natural flow. It's your audience saying, I have loved everything I've experienced with you so far. How do I get more of you? How do I spend more time with you? What communities can I join to be in closer proximity to you? And this is your call to action. Word to the wise, you only get one call to action per presentation. And that doesn't mean a call to action to do 5 different things. I'm saying you get to do one thing. You either get to say, follow me, or download my book, or join my community, or purchase this thing, whatever it is. You only get to do one call to action. You can't say, follow me and like and subscribe, or follow me and download my book. You just get one. That's it. After you've done your call to action, you end with the end of your hero's journey. And from the heart, you're going to connect with your audience, offer some gratitude, and then you simply say thank you and walk off the stage. And you really hope your MC is there to catch you, because the worst thing in any presentation is the empty stage. You don't want to do that. Guys, let me know what questions you have. What do you want to know about your signature presentation, how to hone it, how to do your call to action, how to build your value ladders, how to appear on podcasts, how to write your ebook, how do I have something to give away? Whatever questions you have about building your signature keynote so that it makes you money, throw them in the comments and I will make a video just for you. Hey, thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And of course, make sure you text me just directly with whatever questions you have about building your brand. You want to build your signature keynote presentation. Maybe you're at the stage where you need to get your ebook out. You need to help writing that. Let's do it all. Whatever you have questions with, wherever you're stuck, just text me 801-509-5495. Let's get this underway and make you some money with your message.